Hello, I'm Pastor Don Wolf, and pastor here at Cornerstone Worship Center, and we are in Vestaburg, Michigan. And today we have I started to say guest, she's really not a guest, she's part of this church, and she is in charge of our youth department, which is pretty easy around here.
Yeah.
And it's Michelle and Wright, and she just came in from some special training today, and I'm coming in just by vacuuming my car. So we're dressed for you people today.
Casual, there we go.
Yes. And, well, anyway, let's go down basics. How long have you, no, I can't ask you that, I gotta rephrase that, never ask a woman her age. And I wasn't gonna do that, but what I was gonna ask you would have brought that into it. You have been born and raised in Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah, and before you got into ministry, what'd you do?
Well, I worked in a factory for a while. I've done, went to this, well, kind of age me, but used to be Greenville's Christensen Nursing Home, and it's changed names twice, and it's on its third name now. So it's, and I found that out today when I was there. And took classes and got a CNA license, which is a certified nurse's aide. And so I worked in a nursing home for a few years. I worked in home care for a few years. Then I went to factory work because I didn't work after my youngest child was born until she went back to school. So when she started school, then I went back to work. And so I didn't know how to get my recertifications. So I ended up in a factory for 18 years. And my in-laws were in an auto accident, and through that I was able to get back in to doing home health care. So that's what I do now, and I had to go for training, because one of my ladies I take care of is in the hospital and has equipment hooked up to, well, not hospital, but she's in a medical facility, and she has the equipment she's hooked up to, so I had to learn how to use the equipment for when she comes home in a couple of weeks. So,
Question, because I know that, I started to sound like I know the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people with the equipment.
Right, yeah. I've seen the equipment in medical facilities, but never actually had to do anything hands-on with it. So I've had to learn how to. That's what I did 2 hours today.
I'm just thinking from my standpoint, do you feel, does it not worry you or bother you somewhat to mess around with equipment that is vital to a person's life?
It's scary.
Yeah, that's why, I guess that's where I was trying to get.
It's
I was
scary.
trying to avoid using the word scary.
But it can be, and that's just anything in life, whether it's equipment or a new job or whatever. When you're going into something new and you're going to learn something new or start something new, it can be scary.
Yeah, especially if it's got life and death.
Yeah, anything that can be vital to somebody's life or death is, it's a scary thing. And so,
little history. My wife one time had a major operation, and after 2 days they called me and said, "Come on in and get your wife, take her home." And I went in, and she still had drainage. And she had 2 of them. I don't know if that's normal, but she had 2 drainage on her hand. So they said, "Well, we're going to show you how to handle these." Say what? I said, no, if I do something wrong, it could mean her life. Yeah. Oh, no, it's not that. I said, no, she's going to stay another day. He said, no, we can't do that. So I told him, I said, she's going to stay, even if my insurance won't pay it. She's staying another day. Because they told me the next day they probably could take them out.
Right.
And she stayed another day, and the insurance paid it.
There you go, there you go.
I mean, it's not like the machine that you're gonna have to work with.
No,
but,
no,
Yeah,
cause this is, I have to work with a ventilator
yeah,
and a feeding tube, so.
yeah, I know. And it looks like somebody who is a plumber's nightmare when they get all that
Yep.
stuff hooked up.
Yep,
Wow. Now, going to her, is that an everyday thing or is it?
well, there'll be people in, she'll have 24-hour care, but she's already been at the state where she has 24-hour care anyways. Now she's gonna have nurses there during the day, which, I work 5 days a week for 12-hour days, and then there'll be 2 people that will be coming in at night taking care of her, and I will be going in 2 days a week to take care of her, plus she'll have a respiratory therapist that will be coming in, so.
Sounds major.
Yeah,
And it is.
It is major, but, you know, she has 2 teenage kids, and so she wants to be home, and we all want to be home and in our own homes. So for her to be going home out of a facility is a big thing, so.
Yeah, I remember when James was hooked
Yes,
up and all that
yep,
equipment.
yep.
You were out there then, weren't you?
Yep, I was out there a few times when we went out to see Brother Kraft. And,
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was the only time I've ever been there. I've seen people on feeding tubes before, but not
The vent,
here.
yeah, yep.
Well, when did you begin ministry?
See, probably, well, I've been here for 20 years, and I think I was.
20 years?
It will be 20 years in October.
I used to have hair.
You didn't have much hair when I got here either, so. But, yeah, in October we'll have, or November, we will be here 20 years. And I was here probably close to a year, and then you offer the intern classes to become ministers. And, so I took those classes, I think that was probably, I wanna say 3 years.
At least 2.
Yeah, cause I think we were going in our 3rd year of training when we finally got our credentials. I know in 2019, I've had my credentials for 10 years. So.
Yeah, I didn't particularly say it's gonna be a year or 2 years.
Right.
I just had certain studies.
Yep, that we wanted to do.
And regardless of how long they took, that's how.
That's
long
how,
the
yeah,
class.
but I think it was probably close to 3 years. And I think we even after I got my credentials, you were still doing classes.
Yes.
And I still came for those classes too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure I've gotten probably 4 years of training. So I'm gonna say, I was started in ministry probably, you know, last 15 years, at least. So, I'm doing different things in the church, and
Yeah, help with the cleaning,
I help with the cleaning.
that's very important.
It is very important.
Yes. And,
Nobody wants to come to a dirty house.
I
Especially
don't
the
know.
house of God.
sometimes the house looks pretty good regardless of how it is. I mean, I've been places where,
Well, I'm sure, because you've been to Africa several times,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they've had tents, you said, and some barely have walls on their churches, so, yeah.
you don't know him, but my wife does, and she's sitting over here. I just got a message from, I wanna say Fritz, in Kenya.
Benson?
Huh?
Benson?
Felix,
Felix.
from Felix, and he's joined another ministry, which he's gonna get paid.
Oh, nice.
So that's great,
That is
because
good.
he did lose his wife,
Did he?
and he's got the 5 kids.
So he's gotta have something, he's gotta be able to take care of his family, so.
Right. Well, well do you enjoy ministry? That's a loaded question.
It's a loaded, because there are days that you're just like, I'm done. I can't do this. Lord, how and what and where and why? And then there's other days that just is so gratifying and can be encouraging and uplifting at the same time. So,
Would you mind telling me how you have those days where you don't want to quit?
lately I can't, because lately I have noticed in myself, and not just with everything in my life lately, I just don't feel I have the motivation to do things. I just don't feel like I want to get up and do the dishes, or, oh, I gotta go to the church early so I can get the church cleaned, and just everything. I lack motivation lately. But because I know things have to get done, I get up and do it just because I'm responsible that way, I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess,
But-
we're all that way.
Yeah.
You get, I don't know, you just get so set in your ways. And you get, it's kind of gets into boredom.
Yeah, and I almost wonder if that's just, I'm just bored and tired of, I need something change or different, or a vacation, or I don't know.
Hey,
A vacation, that's
did you hear what she said?
A vacation. Right.
I've been after her to set a date, we'd take a few
Oh,
days.
yeah, we're going, my husband and I go every year, Labor Day weekend. I don't know how much of a vacation it is, but we go up to my mom's, and my brothers go and their wives, and my youngest daughter and her family, and everybody's invited, and we camp out at my mom's for the weekend. And
She got out in the country?
she is out in the country.
Okay.
They're like way up, they're northeast of Marion. So that's straight up 66, so she's northeast of where Rachel is in Barrington.
Oh, okay.
So she's further north even, and they're north of US 115.
Okay, I'm familiar with
M-
112.
What, M15, so they're north of M15 even, so they're in Clare County, and they're out in the country, and the cell service is spotty, and the Wi-Fi service is spotty, so I love it for the fact that it's a weekend to get off grid. And you don't have the phone you don't have people on the phone bothering you, and my kids go, and we're just hanging out with family, and we have a good time. And sometimes there's things for the guys will have to work, because there'll be projects that dad needs done, and good time to do them when all the kids are there.
Oh, sure.
So we try to do that. I think this year my brothers have been up several times in the last couple of months and helped dad get some stuff done. So hopefully when we go up for Labor Day weekend, we can just kick back and relax, and we have cornhole tournaments, and we just have a good time. We just hang out and enjoy each other's
Well, it's
company.
been a long, long time since we've had something. Of course, I should say always, the last 25 years, 27 years I've lived here in Michigan, and my kids are here, but all my other relatives were in Oregon or in Kansas.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of hard to
See them, yeah.
Well, to be honest about it, of course, I lived in California, and I was born and raised, and my parents in Missouri, and so we used to annually get together, but boy, we haven't done that probably in,
Long time.
had to be in the 50s or maybe
Yeah.
early 60s.
My mom's side of the family, her dad's side and her mother's side, we both have family reunions once a year. And they're both in July. And so my grandfather's side meets the second Saturday of July. And my my grandmother's side of the family meets the third Saturday in July. So 2 weekends in a row, I'm up north. And we have a family reunion, and we get together. And this year, when we went to my grandpa's side, I am the first grandchild of 20 plus grandchildren. And this reunion was the first time we had, I think, only 4 people missing out of 20 plus grandchildren. My grandmother was, all her grandchildren were there, all 8 of her children were there, and so we made sure to get pictures. Because that's the first time that all of us grandkids have been together, probably since us grandkids were kids.
Well, this last Christmas, we always get together with my kids and grandkids and for Christmas, and this is the first time, and I can't remember the last time that all of them were there.
Yeah.
And it just made it kind of special that way.
Yep. I think it was very special for my grandmother to have all her children there, and then plus that many of her 20 plus grandkids to be there. And it's really funny too, because like I am the first grandchild. I'm at the age now I don't say the oldest anymore.
And they say the first is always spoiled rotten.
And so myself and the youngest grandchild is 6 weeks younger than my second child. So I have a first cousin that's younger than one of my children. So I think it's just kind of odd that age span. So
yeah, and what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say now. Something about we were talking Tuesday night at dinner over in Saginaw, and Murphy said that he has 64 children and grandchildren and a great grand. That's pretty good for a man who's never married.
yeah, exactly.
They were all adopted.
As I say, it never had any children biologically.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And,
Yep. So altogether, all of his adopted, there's 64 altogether, or 64 in each generation?
Altogether.
Altogether.
Yeah. Because I think he raised, and I could be wrong, it's 12 or 14 kids.
Okay.
And I've met 2 of them, and they had to be late 20s, early 30s. So the others must be pretty well up there.
Okay. That's still good.
Yeah.
Good for a man of his stature, I guess.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, he almost slipped with his age.
The sad thing is he doesn't look like he's any older than I am.
No, but it's kind of hard to see his face, though. I mean, if he had a normal haircut and
even Jesus kept his hair away from his face so you could see it.
I would go crazy. Of course, I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Well, what would you like to see in the future?
Jesus coming.
That's
obvious, right?
I'm with you there.
The way the world is going, and you're looking at all the signs, and you look at all the wonders, you know it's soon.
It is.
And
no get around it.
And there's an anticipation there, but I'd like to see people coming back to the Lord and just and making that commitment and keeping it. I see too many people, they make a commitment to the Lord and they say, I'm going to serve Him with all my heart, and I'm going to do this and this and this, and they do for so many years, and then they get to that point where I don't know if they get just burnt out or what the deal is, but they just kind of walk away, and they walk away from that commitment, and I don't know, it bothers me that people that I know that love the Lord, and even people that have taught me and helped me, they don't serve Him like they used to. They don't serve the church. They left the church for whatever reasons, and you just don't see them ministering and working in ministry. And
no, I think we had to accept at least a small part of maybe our failure in some area,
Yeah,
that makes that happen. The one thing that I find that keeps me excited anyway,
mhm,
is that I see some of my dreams getting fulfilled.
oh, yeah,
And I just wonder if maybe we might be relaxed in the area of finding out what other people's dreams are and then guiding them in that direction.
yeah. Yeah, that,
I don't know, it just, you know, I times had to sit down and start thinking, and that gets me in trouble.
you and me both.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll get to thinking, and then I have all kinds of questions, and little Deba answers.
Yeah. But you think, how did I fail them in some way?
Right, yeah. Because I know for me, one of the things I am bad at is keeping in touch with people and reaching out to people. And I know I probably should do that more, but even just not just in ministry and within the church, but just in general, I tend not to reach out to people or make an attempt to connect with people better. So
Yeah,
I know I need to probably
and that's
work on that.
probably most of us, that's, and we say, well, I've been so busy.
Mhm.
Well,
That gets to be a really poor excuse after a while.
yeah, I know, we wear that one out.
We do, it, to the point that it's not even relevant anymore, you know? And I know I remember in talking about I'm just too busy, and having an excuse reminds me of the parable Jesus told of the man who threw a big party.
Mm.
You know, the big supper
Yeah, right.
that he talks about, and he tells them, invite everybody, you know, invite all my friends and family, and they invite all of them, and none of them can come. They all have an excuse why they can't make it, and so then he tells them to go out into the highways and the byways and bring people in. And the reality of that story is there's gonna be a great supper. And no matter what our excuse is, there's still gonna be a great supper. Whether you attend is up to you. So you have to make it a priority to hear that call. When the Lord rings the dinner bell,
Yeah.
don't make an excuse, because dinner's gonna happen regardless of whether you show up to the table.
Yes, that's right. I like you using that word priority.
Mm-hmm.
It's, in order to prioritize things, you have to set a special time that you're
Yep.
gonna do that.
Yep.
And then do everything within your power
Mm-hmm.
to, when I said that, I immediately thought of, I can do all things.
Yeah, and sometimes, I was gonna say, sometimes we don't know that we don't think we can do it in our power, but we can always lean on God to do it through His power, so.
Yes.
Because sometimes He'll give us a vision, and we're like, Lord, there's no way I can do that. I mean,
Oh.
it makes me think of Noah when he built the ark, you know, can you imagine
Oh.
how overwhelming that could have been?
Well,
And he didn't give up partway through his commitment to do it.
no, and my understanding is, from what I've been taught, what I've read, they were near water anyway.
No, they're out in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, and God comes up and says, hey, I want you to build an ark. Say, what?
What the heck's an ark? What do you mean it's gonna rain? What's that?
Yeah.
It's something that never happened.
Yeah,
And-
we understand it's the moisture every morning,
Mhm.
dew, if you
Yeah.
put it that way, was present.
yeah.
And God says, hey, I got a little task for you. I want you to build this great big boat.
Yep.
And
And it took him, was it like 500 years or something?
110, I believe.
110. It was a long time. Can you imagine?
105,
120.
120.
120. Yeah, and let's face it, that's a long time. But
Yeah.
think while he was doing it, the people of the town going by every day and making fun of him.
Yeah.
Look at that fool. What's he gonna do with that big thing?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, at first, I'm sure there was a curiosity. What is Noah doing? What's he making out there? And so I'm sure there was that curiosity aspect. But as it started to take shape, they're like, "What in the world? And is this man crazy or what?" You know.
Well,
But he stuck through to the end. He made a commitment, said, all right, Lord, I'll do it. Lord gave him a task and he didn't quit. He kept that commitment. And I think people nowadays, they don't take on that long-term commitment.
Now, if we can't get the hamburger made in 5 minutes, we'll go down the street to another place.
Right, exactly. And they don't want that long-term commitment. I mean, look at marriages in this country today. The divorce rate is through the roof because people, when things get tough, people give up.
Yeah. And the divorce rate in the church is the same as outside of the church.
Yeah.
So it's because, at least as far as I'm concerned, we take little interest in our commitments.
Yeah. We don't make it a priority.
No. And that, I think that comes down to the way we respect or honor what God's done for us.
Yeah. There's no reverence there.
Right.
And
we really need to have I think we need to get together as leaders in the church and set a program that'll help get people committed to their obligations.
yeah. I don't know, do they even teach stuff like that in school? Some type of, in a class that you have to, cause even if parents teach it to kids when they're little, now they just, okay, you wanna play sports, all right, oh, I don't like that, so they quit. And they don't make them see it through anymore, where I know when I was a kid, if I wanted to join something in school, Mom made me see it through to the end and wouldn't let me quit halfway through.
I can't remember myself wanting to do anything when I was in school, to be honest about it.
Right.
I've never, I did go out for track.
Yeah.
So I guess I did, and
Yeah.
I stick to that commitment.
Well, in track, you run the race.
Yes.
You don't quit halfway through the race. I mean, unless you're collapsing or there's an injury of some
Came
type.
close.
But when you started the race, you finished it.
Right.
And too many people get halfway through the race or partway through and they're like, I'm done, I'm not doing it anymore. They just give up.
Well, I tell you what, Michelle, we are down to 2 minutes.
I see that. That went fast, didn't it?
Yes, it did. And that was good. But
Yeah.
it goes faster with us, and I think it's a good session. So I'm gonna give you the opportunity to say whatever you want to say. I mean, you can always talk about me. Don't you?
That's a short subject. Well, I just think people need to take commitment seriously. And when things get tough, don't give up. Keep running that race, Paul tells us to persevere and to keep going.
Oh, I don't like that word.
Persevere. Right. But I think people give up too easily. And I think we just need to continue to persevere and finish the race, because Scripture tells us, Revelations, that he who overcomes will inherit the kingdom.
Yes.
And if we don't attempt to overcome, if we don't overcome the things that God's put in front of us and we don't see things through to the end, are you going to inherit the kingdom? No. Stop to think about that, not
I've
so
thought
much.
about that many times.
Yeah.
That scripture, because it kind of agrees with, I started to say John, but not John. Got a total blank.
I hate when that happens.
Yes. Anyway, Peter, 2 Peter, talked about, you can lose what you have.
Yeah, and if people need to take and look at that and think things through before they quit. You think things through before you start. Think things through before you quit.
Yeah. Well, we're down to the last few seconds. Thank you
You're welcome.
for coming over after school.
Yeah.
And next time I'll try to remember.
Okay.
But we thank you for watching and hope to see you again next week.
Yeah.
And thank you for for being here.
You're welcome.
May God richly bless you.
There we go. We got that one done.